Hi everyone, this is Dr. Mike, host of the free iTunes program, Psychiatric Secrets Revealed with Dr. Mike, but that's not why I'm here today. Today we're going to talk about, if I can get this started up, the Archos 5 Internet Tablet. And this is a tablet that has almost a 5-inch screen, very beautiful screen, and a very thin and small size. This is the flash version. The hard drive version is probably at least twice as thick as this, so take that into consideration. So let's take a little tour of the device. And if we go here, I'm doing this backwards to the camera, so it's always awkward. You have a little on-off switch and a volume rocker. Over here you have a standard headphone jack, and you have a USB port for both charging and file transfer. And the bottom is kind of interesting because you have a micro SD card slot plus this proprietary port. And this slot will accept cards up to 32 gigabytes, so you can really expand the size of your machine pretty easily. This particular kind of proprietary port takes many different devices that Archos sells. I have one here. This is just one of many. But this little device mounts on the bottom through these connectors. And this has a fast charge option, an HDMI port out for your TV, and what I like about it is it has a standard USB port here. Now, any of these particular devices, they really don't run a standard operating system. They're usually running a phone operating system, at least most of them do. So they're not completely compatible with USB, but this particular device will accept many different flash drives, media devices, cameras, external hard drives, that sort of a thing. But I have found that you might try one flash drive of one brand and it works, and you try a different size and it doesn't, so you have to do a little testing with it. The device here, if I kind of back out of here, again you can see is really quite beautiful with the display. It runs Archos, or it runs Android, I should say, 1.6 Donut, and so it comes preloaded with a lot of Android applications, some of them quite useful, some less so, as you would expect. And then down here there are some embedded features, and these embedded features are quite nice too. There's a video and audio player, both very competent, and both play a really wide variety of formats, much more, for instance, than an iPad. There's a GPS device that really makes this thing operate just like a regular GPS, kind of an entry-level GPS. There is an FM transmitter. If you connect it to your a car cord to this and then to your car, you can broadcast sound through your FM radio. It has internet radio, it has internet video, it has a little web store to buy things, including rental of videos and buying of videos and that sort of thing, although it's kind of expensive. And just like any other Android device, you can move the screens easily back and forth. You have a drawer with other functions, and it pretty much operates the same way. This is a resistive touchscreen, which is not as sensitive as a capacitance touchscreen. I'm used to resistive touchscreen, so I don't have a problem with it. If you're used to things like the iPhone, you may have more of a problem with it. So how does this particular, by the way, does this play video well? Yes. Does it play audio well? Yes. Does it have good, fast response with your web pages? Yes. Do I have any complaints about this device? No, I really don't. But you do need to customize it. And the one thing that it does not come with is it does not come with the Android Marketplace. But there is a hack for that called Market for Andros, and there are YouTube videos that tell you how to do that hack. And I did it, and it really opened up the machine to all those wonderful free and low-cost applications from the Android Marketplace. So how does this compare to something like an iPad? Well, an iPad is an elegant, integrated, out-of-box experience. So when you get an iPad, you just basically take it out of the box and you can use it. And especially with this capacitance screen, it's very responsive. In addition, if you are running iTunes a lot, well, that's the only show in town. However, this device has some real pluses too. It's smaller and much more handleable, and I think in a very good way. It has expandability with the SD card. It has a lot of customizability with the Android Marketplace. I know there's an apps, of course, place for the Apple products too, but it's very customizable in a lot of different ways. It just really is a very nice device that runs more video formats and more audio formats if that's your thing. Well, how about an iPod Touch? Well, I've never used an iPod Touch, but I would say it's an iPod Touch sort of sounds like an iPad software with a smaller screen than this. So if that floats your boat, then maybe that's what's for you. Well, could you use this, for instance, as a substitute for a smartphone? I'll tell you that my smartphone, when I first got it, was a life-changing event. It was totally awesome to combine all those different devices in one small thing that I could carry on my hip. However, that awesomeness came at a price. I had to buy the phone for several $100s. I had to sign a 2-year contract, and then I had to get a very expensive data plan for over $100 a month when you add all the taxes and everything like that. So that's great. But if you wanted to save some money, you really could use this and then just a regular phone. And there are contract-free phones now that have unlimited text and phone plans for $40 or $50, like Smart Talk would be one, or in our area, Cricket. So then you would use this in a Wi-Fi rich environment, like your office, your home, your hotel room, and it pretty much would serve the same purpose, maybe not as convenient. Well, how about as a substituting this for a netbook? And I thought that's kind of the reason why I got this, so I thought that'd be really cool. Well, not quite there yet. Why? Well, think about, here's my old netbook. It has tape on the bottom. It's so old. But you know what? It has all sorts of USB ports. It has audio connectors. It has video out. It has Ethernet in. It has an SD card reader. You open it up, and there's a camera and a microphone. There's a full-size keyboard. There's a really nice, or at least very usable touchpad. And this runs a full operating system that's going to run regular programs like an Office suite or even simple photo apps. Now, no one's going to tell you that this device is going to run Photoshop. Of course it's not. It's not like a quad-core machine with 12 gigabytes of memory. But it does a lot, and it does a lot more than these pad devices. So despite Steve Jobs' derisive comments about netbooks, he's wrong. Netbooks definitely are as popular as they are because they're cheap. They do 99% or maybe 95% of what people want to do in a computer, and they're small and very portable. So do I like this device here? Absolutely. I think if you have a little bit of a geek in you like I do, you're going to like it too, but you're going to have to customize it a bit. You may want to consider adding on the Google Marketplace and do a few little customizes, or whatever you'd call it, and you're going to have a nice device that is easy and really almost pretty pocketable. So have a nice day, and give my podcast a listen. Thanks.